The city breathes differently after midnight. The air thickens, and the familiar hum of daytime fades into a tense, expectant silence. Neon signs flicker, and the streets seem to stretch on forever, echoing with the distant sound of footsteps and the occasional rumble of a passing car. Streetlights stretch shadows, and secrets stir. Every corner feels like it's hiding a story, and every shadow seems to move with a life of its own. For many, a taxi is a beacon of safety, until it isn't. The relief of seeing headlights approach can quickly turn to confusion when the car speeds past. What happens when that beacon refuses to stop for you? The rejection is quiet, but it stings. You stand alone, watching taillights vanish, left with a quiet, unsettling rejection. The city suddenly feels much larger and much lonelier. The driver's excuse shifts over, another call never quite explains the fear in their eyes. There's something unspoken, a warning in their nervous glances. This is when the city's unwritten rules become real. Some streets are simply off limits. Tonight, we explore these invisible boundaries, no-go zones mapped by those who drive our cities at night. Taxi drivers share whispered warnings, forming a network of survival. If they're too afraid to go somewhere, why is anyone else expected to be there? This isn't just inconvenience, it's a breakdown in the city's social contract, and we're here to uncover why. There's no official handbook for the rules taxi drivers follow after dark. The city changes at night, and so do the rules, etched not in ink, but in memory and whispered warnings. Instead, knowledge is passed down in hushed tones, advice shared at coffee shops, over radios, or at taxi ranks. Never pick up a fare from the corner of 8th and Main after midnight, one driver might say, eyes darting to the window. If you get a call for Elm Street after midnight, just don't take it, not worth the risk. Last week, Tony took one. He never talks about what happened, but he's different now. This informal education is the real map of the city, one marked by danger, not just roads. Every driver adds a story, a warning, a new line to the invisible guide. In Manchester, there's an estate where cars get pelted with rocks. Everyone knows to avoid it. I heard of a guy who tried his luck. He got out, but his windshield didn't. My mate was robbed at the industrial park, lucky to keep his car. Now he double-checks every lock before taking a fare. These stories travel fast, becoming global folklore among drivers. The Unwritten Rulebook is a survival guide, updated every night. To understand these rules, you have to listen to the drivers' stories, the ones they only share after midnight, when the city's secrets come alive. We call it the trap, a dead end in East London. You drive in and there's only one way out. Some never make it out safely. I heard of a driver who vanished for hours, only to return pale and silent. In Chicago, a passenger kept asking me to pull over in dark spots. I drove straight to the police station instead. Another driver told me he once saw a shadow following his cab for blocks. In Sydney, I dropped a woman at the docks. She vanished into a warehouse. I never took a fare there again. Rumour is, some fares are just bait. These aren't just tales of theft. They're stories of psychological scars and warnings passed from one driver to another. Each incident adds to the mythology of forbidden streets, and the city's reputation grows darker with every retelling. The risk, both seen and unseen, is too great. Some drivers say you can feel the danger before you even turn the corner. The whispers become a chorus of caution, echoing through the ranks. You learn quick, some fares just aren't worth it. I'd rather go home empty than risk that street. These stories shape the city's secret geography, one that only drivers truly know. The fear is real, and it's contagious. Every night, the map of the city is redrawn by these whispered warnings. The lesson, survival means listening to the curbside chorus. Some places, after a certain hour, are simply not worth the fare. Beyond robberies, darker stories haunt the taxi community, tales that have never found closure. Disappearances, cold cases, and chilling legends cement a street's reputation. In one American city, a driver vanished after picking up a late-night fare to a canal-side road. The last radio call was a request for backup, then silence. His taxi was found abandoned, engine running, personal effects left behind. The case remains unsolved, fueling rumors of foul play. Over the years, more strange reports followed, passengers vanishing mid-ride, drivers reporting chilling encounters. Some claim to see shadowy figures in the back seat, or hear voices that fade into the night. The street became a ghost story, blacklisted for decades. Police files rarely connect these incidents, but local legends grow with every retelling. Drivers see the pattern, sharing warnings and stories in hushed tones. Their informal network weaves a narrative of danger that official reports miss. The city may see just another street, but drivers know better. The real reasons for refusal are rarely spoken aloud, but every cabbie in town understands. Some streets carry secrets that only those behind the wheel truly know. The driver's rules protect them, but leave passengers, especially women, stranded and vulnerable. For many, a taxi is the only safe way home after a late shift. But on these streets, hope fades with every passing minute. Stories echo through the night. A nurse, a bartender, a delivery worker, all left behind, forced to walk for miles, hearts pounding with every shadow.
I'm a bartender. My street's blacklisted. I've had to walk an hour at 3 a.m. Followed, harassed, even chased. I still hear footsteps behind me.
The system meant to keep you safe abandons you at the curb. The city's safety net has holes, and those holes are mapped by fear. The calculation is desperate and the consequences are real. For some, the cost of a refused fare is far greater than inconvenience. It's a night of fear and a memory that never fades. Taxi drivers have built a remarkable network for their own safety, a brotherhood forged by necessity. It's more than just a job, it's a shared responsibility to look out for one another, especially after midnight. If something happens, word spreads fast. Radio, WhatsApp, face-to-face. We warn each other about suspicious fares or trouble spots. We have code words for trouble. It's our lifeline. If someone says red zone, we all know to steer clear. We check on each other if a fare seems risky. Sometimes we'll follow a friend's cab at a distance, just in case. No one told us to. We just have to. This grassroots security is effective, but only for drivers. Their caution is constant, refusing fares, circling blocks, or waiting in groups before picking up. The act that protects them, refusing fares, exposes passengers to risk. The network's strength is also its weakness. It avoids danger, but doesn't solve it. Passengers are left alone, their safety an individual problem. The city's failure to protect everyone forces drivers to create their own system, one that leaves others behind. The result, a divided city where safety is collective for some and solitary for others. The gap grows wider every night. When a street becomes a no-go zone, it signals a deeper problem, city authorities quietly abandoning responsibility. Instead of fixing root causes, poor lighting, lack of police, the city isolates danger, letting it fester. Residents become prisoners after dark, their world shrinking as services vanish. The taxi driver's refusal is just the most visible sign of this neglect. They're the canaries in the coal mine, warning of a toxic environment officials ignore. The silent pact leaves some neighborhoods to decay, their safety sacrificed for the comfort of others. This cycle of fear becomes normalized, a daily failure of governance. The Unwritten Rulebook is a public record of the city's forgotten places. The message is clear, you're on your own. The city's map of fear is drawn in silence, but its consequences are loud. These forbidden streets force us to ask, who has the right to the city after dark? If a taxi driver won't go, why should anyone else have to? The real issue isn't the drivers, it's the city's priorities.
A truly safe city is safe for everyone at all hours, no zones of exception.
The stories of these streets are a call to action, a challenge to the quiet acceptance of danger. We must listen to the voices of those left stranded, not just the whispers of drivers. Share your stories. Only by mapping fear together can we demand change. The night belongs to all of us. It's time we reclaimed it. Total word count Be 447 words.